All right, now we have a story that's traveled some distance. A local mom tells Kristi's kids that her son's private health documents were found blowing in the wind about 50 miles from where they should have been. The state apologized, but not because the boy's documents had a dilemma. Instead, mom got a formal apology because of how some employees handled the case. It's a Kristi's Kids investigation. Karen Davidson is Grady Stowe's mother and legal representative. She said he's blind and has developmental disabilities, but at the age of 16 wanted to work, so they applied with RSA, the Arizona Rehabilitation Services Administration.
He had to provide a number of documents, including his educational documents, as well as some health documents.
Karen said she gave these documents to an RSA employee in Sierra Vista. Grady was eligible, and then this past May, more than 2 years after the documents left Karen's hands,
I was then contacted and told that they had lost a large number of Grady's documents.
Karen provided new copies.
And no one gave me any explanation as to what happened to my son's documents.
Fast forward to June 26th of this year, an Arizona Department of Developmental Disabilities employee in Douglas wrote an internal email to the DDD supervisor in Sierra Vista. He wrote, "I found some pieces of paper that the wind had blown into my yard and also scattered along the street around my house, consisting of documents that contain one of our consumers' names. The name is Grady Stowe. Most of the documents are part of an OT eval, and one looks like school psychological testing results." The supervisor wrote back, "Could be from his mother, as she got him a job in Bisbee and probably took the papers with her. The only other option would be an employee from RSA." 3 days later, the same supervisor wrote about Karen's report of missing documents, "That is amazing to me that someone would be stupid enough to leave papers out that are PHI and let them loose in the wind unknowingly or not." A DDD employee responded, "I don't know if when we file a report we'll be required to tell her. If we do, then she'll be more livid." There was back and forth internal emails debating whether Karen was the legal guardian and whether she or Grady should be notified of the documents being found. Karen got the email exchange by making a public records request, which she gave to Kristi's Kids. We asked Grady what he thought.
I was actually very shocked.
Grady says he can't begin to imagine how his records ended up 50 miles away from where they belonged.
I didn't expect them to be in Douglas.
Remember, the DDD supervisor speculated through email that the lost documents could have come from his mother when she got him a job in Bisbee and probably took the papers with her. But Karen tells Kristi's Kids these documents were never required for him to work in a computer shop. Grady's worried about identity theft since his home address and social security number were provided, they say, to RSA, and he wants some sort of credit protection. All his mom got was this letter. The assistant director of the Division of Developmental Disabilities wrote, "I would like to offer my apologies for any stress or suffering you or Grady have experienced due to this incident." It goes on to read, "The division does not condone the behavior displayed by the staff in this instance, and we are taking steps to address this matter." Kristi's Kids followed up with DES, which oversees the DDD, to find out how the papers might have gone from Sierra Vista to Douglas. DES provided a statement which says in part, "There's no evidence aside from an assertion by Ms. Davidson or speculation by DES employees that RSA ever possessed the records in question. It is RSA's policy to scan and upload case documents into its electronic database and then shred the originals." Well, Karen feels she just got the brush off. A major disappointment.
There was no credit monitoring service initiated. Nothing was done. As little was said as possible about everything.
All right, it's still a mystery how Grady's records ended up in Douglas and how a DDD employee happened to be the one finding them blowing in the wind. You can see the entire statement from DES by going to this story at KVOA.com.